Okay, first let's talk about writing lines in writing equations for lines in slope-intercept form, and we're first going to talk about how we convert from standard form to slope-intercept form. You guys are really good at this before the break. I just want to make sure that we review it so that you guys can go into the next semester strongly with this skill. So as a reminder, standard form is ax plus by equals c. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So here this question is asking us to find the slope and the y-intercept for the equation 3x minus 2y equals 12. The form of this equation is, we see that y is not by itself, and that's what we need for slope-intercept form. Y isn't by itself, and we notice that we have that form, that ax plus by or minus by plus negative by is equal to c. So this is standard form. We have we have all whole numbers, and we have all of our variable terms on one side and our pure number terms on the other side. So this is going to be standard form, and standard form doesn't tell us anything. So it doesn't have anything in the title that reveals to us what information we can gather from it from just looking at it. So no, we need to find the slope and the y-intercept. It does not tell us them. We can't answer this question just by looking at the equation. So let's do that. Let's find the y-intercept and the slope. And the best way to do that is to convert this equation to slope-intercept form. Now here, as we said before, in slope-intercept form, y is by itself. Here, obviously y is not by itself. It's got a lot of other stuff on the same side of the equal sign. First of all, it's being multiplied by this -2. Second of all, it has this 3x that's being added to it on the same side of the equal sign. We need to get rid of all that stuff so we can get y by itself. So let's first change our subtraction to plus negative, and then after that, we're going to get rid of this guy that's being added to our term with our y. We've got to kick him out first. To do that, what we're going to do is add negative 3x to positive 3x. That'll make this all cancel out. But whatever we do to one side, we must remember to also do to the other. So our next line of our equation, when those here, y still isn't by itself. We have this -2 that's being multiplied to our y, and we need to get rid of that. So we're going to get rid of this number that's being multiplied to y, we need to divide everything by every term by something to get rid of that -2. What are we going to do it by? -2, of course. We can't divide by +2. That won't get the negative to cancel. We got to divide everything by -2. So we'll get y equals, reduce this guy. 12 over -2 is going to go to -6 over 1, which we can reduce to just 6, plus what will happen to -3x over -2? It will, of course, simplify to positive 3 over 2x because those negatives cancel. And this is our final equation, and we can write it two ways. We can either write it like how we have it, or we can change it so we see it's in the order that they have it up here. But it doesn't matter the order that we add our terms as long as they are on the same side of the equal sign. Obviously, you can't add across an equal sign, but yeah, we can have y equals mx plus b or y equals b plus m times x. It doesn't really matter at all. All right, what is the slope here? The correct answer is A. The slope is 3 over 2. 3 over 2, when we're in slope-intercept form, our slope is always the number right next to the x. In slope-intercept form. Not in standard form, in slope-intercept form. And we know that because y is by itself when we're in slope-intercept form. What is the y-intercept? Correct answer here, obviously, the only other choice, -6. All right, convert the following equation into slope-intercept form. Correct answer here is D. Correct answer is C. All right, now let's go from point-slope form to slope-intercept form. Point-slope form is y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. Obviously, we want to go to y equals mx plus b, so let's convert this guy into slope-intercept form. we'll do this first, or we'll obviously, same way, we're going to get y by itself, and we're going to look at what is being, in point slope form, we don't have y by itself. Here we have, on this side of the equal side, we have y minus y1, we have y minus some number, and in the form we're going to, y is just by itself. So we need to get rid of this thing that's being added or subtracted to our side of the equation with y. So we can go to that. So let's draw our river. Let's first change the subtraction to plus negative in this equation, and then let's get rid of the number that's being added to our y. Let's get rid of this -4 right here. And we'll do that. -4 is being added to my y, so I'll do that by adding something. And I'm going to add +4 to get rid of -4. And whatever I do to one side of the equation, I must also do to the other. In the next line of the equation, those will cancel. And this is going to be the result. Let's see why. We're left with only y on this side, and on this side, we need to remember to apply our order of operations. We need to distribute this -3 to both terms before we add this 4. We need to carry down this 4. So -3 times x is going to be -3x. -3 times -2 is going to be +6. Carry down the 4, which is +4. And then when we combine like terms, we get -3x plus 4 plus 6 is 10. So that's going to be our final resulting equation. And that's in slope-intercept form. So we're done. What is the slope of this line? Notice that slope is, M stands for the slope, so the slope of our line is always going to be just M, just -3. So that's our slope, and that x and the y, a lot of you, I bet, were tempted to choose choice B, but actually that x that's attached to the -3, that's a variable. That's not part of the slope. Variables represent every point on the line, but our slope tells us our rate of change. How much do we have to multiply the x-coordinate to get to the y-coordinate? Obviously, 10 is our y-intercept, and A is going to be our only resulting answer choice. State the slope and the y-intercept for the equation below. All right, so here, first step, draw the river. Second step, change subtraction plus negative. Notice I didn't do anything to this negative sign because this isn't subtracting anything. I know there's no hidden plus sign here that's right next to an equal sign, so I don't need to change it to equals plus -2. I can just say equals -2. Whereas over here I have y minus 3, so I change it to y plus -3. All right, so let's get rid of this -3, and to get rid of -3 being added to my y, 3 to both sides. They cancel. All right, what's going to come next? All right, so we'll get y equals -2 times x, which is -2x, and then we also have to multiply the -2 times 6, which we get -12. We carry down the +3. This is our resulting line. That 3 doesn't get multiplied by that 2, or that -2, because it's not in this set of parentheses. So we're not going to multiply. That -2 can only multiply by the stuff that's in the parentheses that it's right next to. That indicates there's a hidden multiplication sign there, and it means that it multiplies everything in the parentheses. This isn't in the parentheses, so it doesn't get multiplied by the -2. It just gets carried down. So next is going to be y equals -9, -2x plus -9. What is the slope here? What is y-intercept? All right, so to today, these are your objectives. These are all review. This is what I want you working on in Khan Academy. Practice these objectives and make sure that you are at the level that you want to be graded on at the end of the week. I'm taking grades on Saturday at 11 a.m. So go to Khan Academy, practice converting from point slope to slope intercept form until you get 5 in a row. Work on the 5 Khan objectives that are due Saturday. So they're all on the board and they're all review. And remember, these are formative assessments and these grades are going to be permanent once they go into the grade book on Saturday. After you're done with all those things, you may work on your homework.